Welcome back to Coin Market Insider. Today, we're taking a fascinating look at three United States 1-cent coins from 1974, 2005, and 2006, each presented with a no Mintmark variety and an extraordinary claimed value. These small copper-colored coins may look ordinary at first glance, but their history, production details, Mintmark status, condition, errors, varieties, and collector interest can make certain examples especially intriguing. From the classic 1974 Lincoln cent to the modern 2005 and 2006 cents, each coin offers a different story about American coinage and the world of collecting. In this video, we'll explore what makes these three coins interesting and why exceptionally rare examples can attract serious attention from collectors. Without wasting any more time, let's begin today's video and take a look at our first coin. Our first coin is the 1974 United States 1-cent coin, a Lincoln cent without a Mintmark. At first glance, this coin may appear to be an ordinary penny, but its date, design, production history, and condition make it an interesting piece for collectors to examine closely. The 1974 Lincoln cent was part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which had already become one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. The obverse features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above Lincoln's portrait is the inscription, "In God We Trust," while "Liberty" appears to the left and the date, 1974, appears on the right. The reverse carries the traditional Lincoln memorial design, with "United States of America" across the top, "E Pluribus Unum" above the memorial, and 1 cent prominently displayed below. The overall design reflects the classic appearance of the Lincoln Memorial cent era. The absence of a Mintmark is an important detail to understand. A 1974 cent without a Mintmark was generally produced at the Philadelphia Mint, because Philadelphia cents of this era traditionally did not carry a Mintmark. That means simply finding a 1974 cent without a Mintmark does not automatically make it rare. Collectors instead examine the coin for unusual varieties, genuine mint errors, exceptional condition, unusual striking characteristics, and other features that could potentially separate an ordinary example from a much more interesting collectible. Another important factor is the coin's composition. Regular 1974 Lincoln cents were struck primarily from a bronze alloy containing copper, with the familiar reddish-brown appearance that many collectors associate with classic American pennies. The coin has the standard small cent dimensions of its period, and its familiar size made it convenient for everyday commerce. Because millions of Lincoln cents were produced, most surviving 1974 examples are not individually rare. However, coins preserved in exceptional condition can still attract collectors, particularly when they display strong original color, sharp details, and minimal signs of circulation. Condition is especially important when evaluating a coin that is claimed to have an extraordinary value. A heavily circulated 1974 cent with scratches, stains, corrosion, or damaged surfaces would generally be treated very differently from an exceptionally preserved example. Professional grading can help establish the coin's condition, authenticity, color designation, and overall quality. For collectors, original red color and strong mint state preservation can be particularly desirable in copper Lincoln cents. The claimed value associated with this particular 1974 no Mintmark cent is $5.5 million. It is important to understand that a claimed value is not the same thing as a confirmed market price. A coin should not be considered worth millions simply because a listing, video, or online source assigns it that figure. A genuine multimillion-dollar valuation would require strong evidence, including authentication, professional certification, documented provenance, and a verified auction or private sale record. For that reason, collectors should carefully investigate extraordinary price claims before making any buying or selling decision. What makes the 1974 Lincoln cent particularly interesting is the combination of its familiar design and the possibility of exceptional varieties or errors. Collectors often inspect the date, lettering, Lincoln's portrait, the Lincoln memorial, rim, edge, and surfaces under magnification. They may also compare the coin with recognized varieties and certified examples to determine whether something unusual is actually present. There is also an important historical connection surrounding the 1974 cent. During the 1970s, the United States Mint was dealing with changing economic conditions and rising metal costs. The cent continued to be produced in its traditional bronze composition during 1974. While experimental alternatives were also explored around this period. This makes the mid-1970s an interesting chapter in the history of American small-denomination coinage. For collectors today, the 1974 Lincoln cent remains an accessible entry point into United States coin collecting. Millions of examples exist, so the average coin is not automatically rare. But collectors understand that the real excitement comes from discovering something genuinely unusual, such as a recognized mint error, a scarce variety, or an exceptionally preserved specimen. So, when examining a 1974 1-cent coin without a mintmark, don't focus only on the date or the absence of a mintmark. Look carefully at the complete coin. Check its condition, surfaces, color, strike quality, possible errors, and authenticity. If you believe your example has an unusual feature, professional examination and certification can provide much stronger evidence than an online price claim. And that brings us to the end of our look at the 1974 Lincoln cent. This coin shows why even a familiar 1-cent piece can become interesting when collectors investigate its history, production details, condition, and possible varieties. Now, let's move forward to our second coin, the 2005 United States 1-cent coin without a mintmark, and see what makes that modern Lincoln cent worth examining. Our second coin is the 2005 United States 1-cent coin without a mintmark. Like the 1974 Lincoln cent we just examined, this coin features one of the most recognizable designs in American coinage, but it belongs to a much more modern period of the Lincoln cent series. The 2005 cent was produced during the final years of the Lincoln Memorial reverse design, making it an interesting date for collectors who study the evolution of the 1-cent denomination. On the obverse, the coin features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his portrait is the inscription, "In God We Trust," while "Liberty" appears to the left and the date, 2005, appears on the right. The reverse continues to display the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., with "United States of America" above it, "E Pluribus Unum" across the upper area, and 1 cent below. This design had been used on Lincoln cents since 1959, when the Lincoln Memorial replaced the earlier wheat ear reverse. The absence of a mintmark is another detail that collectors need to understand correctly. For a 2005 cent, a genuine example without a mintmark was generally struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not place a mintmark on its cents during this period. Therefore, the lack of a mintmark alone does not make a 2005 cent rare or valuable. Collectors must look for additional characteristics that could make a particular example unusual. The 2005 Lincoln cent was struck using the copper-plated zinc composition that had been used for regular Lincoln cents since 1982. Unlike the older bronze cents, these modern cents contain a zinc core with a thin layer of copper on the outside. This composition gives the coin its familiar copper-colored appearance while making it substantially different from the traditional bronze cents of earlier decades. Because the 2005 cent was a modern circulating coin, large numbers were produced and many examples entered everyday commerce. As a result, an ordinary circulated 2005 cent generally has little premium over its face value. However, collectors may pay more attention to examples with strong detail, attractive surfaces, excellent preservation, recognized varieties, or genuine mint errors. The claimed value associated with this 2005 no mintmark 1 cent coin is $10 million. That is an extraordinary figure and should be treated as a claim rather than an automatically established market value. A normal 2005 Philadelphia cent is not inherently worth millions of dollars simply because it has no mintmark. For a coin to command an exceptionally high price, there would need to be compelling evidence of extreme rarity, a significant and authenticated mint error, an important variety, exceptional condition, or another documented characteristic supported by professional certification and a credible sales record. This is where careful examination becomes extremely important. Collectors can inspect the coin under good lighting and magnification, paying close attention to the date, lettering, portrait, memorial building, rim, and overall surfaces. They should look for unusual doubling, off-center striking, die-related characteristics, missing or distorted details, plating problems, or other abnormalities. However, not every unusual-looking mark is a valuable mint error. Damage caused after the coin left the mint can sometimes appear similar to a genuine error. The condition of a 2005 cent can also make a significant difference to collector interest. A coin that has spent years circulating may show scratches, discoloration, contact marks, and wear. An uncirculated example with clean surfaces and strong original appearance is generally more desirable. For particularly valuable coins, professional grading and authentication become extremely important because they provide an independent assessment of the coin's condition and authenticity. There is also historical interest in the date itself. The 2005 Lincoln cent was produced during a period when the United States Mint was preparing for major changes to the Lincoln cent's reverse design. In 2009, the Mint introduced 4 different reverse designs to commemorate the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent. The 2005 cent therefore belongs to the closing chapter of the long Lincoln Memorial reverse era. For collectors, this makes the 2005 cent an interesting modern piece even when it is not rare. It can be studied as part of a complete Lincoln cent collection, a Philadelphia Mint collection, a Memorial reverse collection, or a search for modern mint errors and varieties. Finding an ordinary 2005 no Mintmark cent is relatively easy, but finding a genuinely unusual and authenticated example is a completely different situation. If you happen to find a 2005 cent without a Mintmark, don't immediately assume that you have discovered a multi-million-dollar coin. Instead, examine it carefully, compare it with reliable references, and consider professional authentication if you believe there is something unusual about it. A confirmed error or rare variety can be much more significant than the absence of a Mintmark itself. The 2005 Lincoln cent reminds us that modern coins can still attract serious collector attention when unusual characteristics are present. Its familiar Lincoln portrait, memorial reverse, modern copper-plated zinc composition, Philadelphia production, and place in the final years of the memorial reverse era all contribute to its collecting interest. And now that we've explored the 2005 1-cent coin, it's time to move on to our third and final coin, the 2006 United States 1-cent coin without a Mintmark, where we'll examine its design, production history, collector interest, and the extraordinary value claim associated with it. Our third and final coin is the 2006 United States 1-cent coin without a Mintmark. This is a Lincoln Memorial cent from Philadelphia, and its familiar appearance can make it easy to overlook. However, when collectors examine a 2006 cent closely, details such as condition, strike quality, varieties, and genuine mint errors can make a particular example much more interesting. The regular 2006 Philadelphia issue had a reported mintage of about 4.29 billion pieces, so the absence of a Mintmark by itself does not make this coin rare. The obverse features Victor David Brenner's famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above Lincoln is the inscription, "In God We Trust," while "Liberty" appears to the left and the date, 2006, appears to the right. On the reverse is the Lincoln Memorial, surrounded by "United States of America, e pluribus unum," and 1 cent. The memorial reverse had been used on Lincoln cents since 1959 and remained in production through 2008, making the 2006 cent part of the final years of this historic design. The no Mintmark detail is especially important. A regular 2006 Philadelphia cent was struck without a Mintmark, so seeing no letter beneath the date is normal for this issue. The coin has a copper-plated zinc composition, weighs approximately 2.50 grams, measures about 19 millimeters across, and has a plain edge. The obverse and reverse designs are credited to Victor David Brenner and Frank Gasparo respectively. Because more than 4 billion regular 2006 Philadelphia cents were produced, an ordinary circulated example is generally common. In fact, PCGS notes that 2006 Philadelphia cents are easy to obtain, with truly high-grade examples becoming much scarcer at the top of the grading scale. This distinction is extremely important for anyone who sees an extraordinary price attached to a 2006 penny online. PCGS. The claimed value for the 2006 no Mintmark 1-cent coin in today's video is $12.9 million. That is an extraordinary claimed figure, and should not be presented as the established value of an ordinary 2006 Philadelphia cent. Available market references show dramatically lower values for normal examples, while PCGS records an auction result of $2,640 for a highly graded MS68RD example. Therefore, a multi-million-dollar valuation would require extraordinary evidence, such as a unique and authenticated error, an exceptional discovery, or a documented sale supporting that price. This is where the real excitement of coin collecting begins. Collectors examine 2006 cents for recognized double die varieties and other mint-made errors. PCGS lists several 2006 double die varieties, including FS101 and FS102, showing that there are legitimate varieties worth researching beyond the ordinary Philadelphia issue. However, collectors must be careful because scratches, machine damage, plating problems, and other post-mint alterations can sometimes look unusual without actually being valuable mint errors. PCGS. Condition is another major factor. A circulated 2006 cent may have contact marks, scratches, discoloration, or wear from years of handling. An exceptionally preserved coin with strong original surfaces and attractive red color can be far more desirable. Professional grading becomes especially important when a coin is claimed to be extremely valuable because authentication and an independent grade provide stronger evidence than an internet listing or an unsupported price claim. The history of the 2006 cent also makes it interesting. It was produced during the final phase of the Lincoln Memorial Reverse era. Just a few years later, in 2009, the United States Mint introduced 4 different Lincoln cent reverse designs to commemorate important periods in Lincoln's life and the bicentennial of his birth. This places the 2006 cent near the end of one of the longest-running reverse designs in American coinage. For someone searching through pocket change, a 2006 no Mintmark penny is therefore worth examining, but expectations should remain realistic. The absence of a Mintmark is normal for Philadelphia cents of this period. The real collecting opportunity would come from discovering something genuinely unusual, such as a recognized double die, major mint error, exceptionally high grade, or another characteristic that can be verified by a reputable numismatic expert. So if you have a 2006 Lincoln cent, take a close look at both sides under good lighting and magnification. Check the date, lettering, Lincoln's portrait, the memorial, the rim, and the surfaces. If you believe you have discovered a significant variety or mint error, avoid cleaning or altering the coin and consider professional authentication. Cleaning can permanently damage a coin's surfaces and potentially reduce its collector appeal. Ultimately, the 2006 Lincoln cent demonstrates an important lesson in coin collecting. A coin's extraordinary value cannot be determined simply by its date or by the absence of a Mintmark. Rarity, authenticity, condition, variety, error status, certification, and documented market evidence all matter. While the $12.9 million figure provided for this coin is an extraordinary claim, the standard 2006 Philadelphia cent itself was produced in enormous numbers, so any exceptional valuation would need substantial proof. And with that, we've completed our journey through the 2006 Lincoln cent and our 3-coin lineup. These coins show how much history and collecting interest can be found in something as small as 1 cent. If you enjoyed exploring these fascinating United States coins, make sure to like this video, share it with fellow coin collectors, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Coin Market Insider for more coin stories, discoveries, and collecting content.